So I wasn't going to make this video until we got this tweet today by 10 News Flea saying, "Alrighty everybody, if you want APRP chapter, I say it right, APRP? Yeah, I said it right. Chapter 5, I'll make it possible under one condition, that it is, if accurate Piggy roleplay and Piggy collab, which has been considered by many to the Piggy Man himself long ago, we just need to make it come to fruit, which, however you say that word. So basically, if any tune wants to, him and Tenny Fleet could have a crossover and do a collab for his game and the main game. Many Tune actually replied to it saying, "What are you thinking? It could be possible we're getting a collab between APRP and the main Piggy game, which Tenny Fleet has already made skins for Piggy in the past, like Billy, Silvius, Craxacor. He's already worked on the game before, but this would be awesome because it's like a full-on chapter this time instead of just being skins. So this could be really fun. And now that brings me to the other things I want to talk about, and that's the crossovers we're getting this year. This year has mostly been crossover updates. We had some build mode updates, but like for the main game in general, it's just been like build like crossovers. First crossover being the Metallica chapter. I'm talking about this year, by the way. I'm not talking about Jailbreak chapter that came out 2 years ago. I'm talking about this year alone. We got the Metallica chapter, which was the first crossover this year, which was really good. Great chapter, loved the look of it, great skin. That was really fun. Okay, that was one chapter. Then we got the Secret Neighbor crossover, which was, yes, it only gave us build mode items, but it was still a crossover, so I'm counting here. We got that crossover, which really surprising. I was not expecting a Hello Neighbor / Secret Neighbor crossover. That game was my childhood, so seeing that come to Piggy was just awesome. The build mode items are great. They work perfectly for a map. I love the items. Then we had, well, it's not out yet, but this year we might be getting the Piggy the Lost Book crossover, which will be kind of like chapters. I don't know how to really explain it, but the creator of the game, Derpy Derby, I think that was who made it, right? I don't know, too many Piggy fan games. I think it was Derpy Derby. He basically said it'll be not really chapters, but like stories. I don't know how to explain. I don't know what they really were, but there's that crossover. Then we have the Dark Deception crossover, which is being rumored to come out at the end of this year. So there's that. Now we have the Accurate Piggy Roleplay crossover, which would be the 5th crossover of the year. And this one's a chapter. So we have one chapter crossover being Metallica. The other one's build mode crossover. Will give us build mode items. This one's gonna be a chapter crossover. Piggy Lost Book, kind of a chapter crossover. Dark Deception, I have no clue what that's gonna be. Like, I still have no clue how that's gonna work. Like, is it gonna be a chapter? Is it gonna be just a skin you can buy? Is it gonna be a quest? I don't know. I'm still just curious what they're gonna do with the Dark Deception crossover. But yeah, why are we getting crossovers this year and no actual content, it feels, for the main game, that is? I think the main reason is, what is there to do in the main game? Like, what is left for him to do? We have Intercity, that's where it's going to continue. Why would he just make chapters and just make story there when we can just do the story in Intercity? And there's also seasons, which have seasons do not come out anymore. We're no longer getting those. And I think the reason is, they're just repetitive. It gets boring. Same thing every time. Open doors, escape, get XP. They get ear vows or candy, whatever it is at the time, and you buy the items, being trap skin, skin for build mode, alternate skin, a main skin, and then some build mode items. It gets repetitive and boring. I still do it. I still waste my time and money because the skins are awesome, and build mode items are also great, but it gets boring after a while, and people just don't really care. And that's why you pretty much stop those, I feel like. I just feel like that's the reason he's doing crossovers now, is because there's nothing else to do. No chapters, like no main chapters. Yes, we had the Metallica chapter, which is canon, by the way, but it didn't really give off, well, it did give us some pretty big info. I'll explain more on that when I do the Piggy timeline video, which is going to be held back a little bit. So yeah, this is just cool. I like that we're getting all these crossovers. So, I mean, it makes sense if you think about why we're having all these crossovers. Nothing left for the main game, might as well just use it as crossovers. Just use it for crossovers at this point. And I'm fine with that. I'm not complaining at all. I love crossovers in games, so keep it coming. Give us more crossovers. Give us a crossover with Bear. Benny and the Ink Machine could even work. Like, Piggy has a demon, slime, inky looking boss man. Benny Bendy has an inky slime looking boss man as well. It kind of fits. Then we have Bear, which they're both survival games, so that could also work. Bear's kind of like Piggy, except the escaping part. No, there is an escape mode in Bear. Never mind. Other games could also cross over. TDS. Minitoon wanted to do a crossover with TDS, which that could be fun, but it wouldn't work for Piggy at all. That would just be a little bit random, and I don't know how I would feel about it. It'd be fun, but for Piggy, I don't know, because the jailbreak crossover, that was weird, but it didn't feel jailbreaky, I guess. It felt like Piggy still. You go into a vault and get a skin. But Tower Defense Simulator could be a bit of a weird crossover. Like, how would that work? I'm not sure. That would be a little bit weird and out there, because the games are nothing alike. Unless he does a Tower Defense chapter, which he wanted to do in the past, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't feel like a Tower Defense Simulator chapter would work for Piggy, and I don't know how I feel about it. So hopefully we never get that chapter. Maybe have it like a game mode? I don't know, but not a chapter. I don't think that would work. But yeah, we're getting a lot of crossovers this year, it feels like. Is Piggy just going to be a crossover game from now on? Probably. Because he has nothing else to work on in the main Piggy game. So I think it's just going to be crossovers from now on, which I'm not mad about. I like it. The only real story we're getting is the Piggy novels. So if you want story instead of these crossovers, I recommend buying novels because we have story in those. But yeah, Piggy is just a crossover game at this point, and I'm not really mad. I like it. Hopefully we get some more good crossovers. Hollow Labor crossover was good because it gave us some really nice items. The crossover for that was really good. Hopefully the next crossover, either Piggy Lost Book, Accurate Piggy Roleplay, or Dark Deception, hopefully those are also pretty good, which I have hope. These things are made by talented people, so I'm really sure it's going to be just awesome. I'm sure it will work.